Hey guys, we are live and we are slowly crawling towards the bed because, dude, we are so done after Spooky. You want to talk a Herculean feat that we accomplished this weekend, just getting through that convention. That was totally something. Yeah. And tonight we got Mike. Y'all remember Mike? Hi, Mike.
Hello.
Yep. And we
I-
got Robbie over there in the crap
Hello.
room from hell.
Oh God.
See, now you know what a spooky vet goes through because look at that room, man. That's
That's
we all
all.
have
That's
one
all
of
busted
those.
stuff right
Yeah,
there.
I just
Jesus
unpacked,
Christ! I didn't look at that.
just got my stuff undone in this last day or so.
Oh wow. Good for
Yeah.
you. Good for
Yeah,
you.
no,
I've been shoving
you're
stuff
better than us, man. Because I think I probably won't get mine done till February.
Well, that's only because I had to have some of it for work purposes. So
Oh,
Oh,
it, if it wasn't for that, it'd still be in the bag.
interesting.
It would still be in the bag waiting for me. So it's
yeah, fair point. All right, there was a number of topics we wanted to talk about tonight, and unfortunately, Patrick won't be joining us because he did get called into work, but he did give me some notes that he did want me to pass along. One of the first things that we wanted to bring up was just and we've talked about this before, but the date of the convention and how that affected, or how we think it affected attendance, and what we thought about Halloween weekend for a con. I'm hearing some sighs there. Mike, you got
yeah.
some thoughts on that?
Well, here's my thing, and don't get. I loved being there. It was great being there. But what I found was there were people there that really had no idea what they were doing there. They
Hmm.
were there just because it was Halloween,
Exactly.
and all credit where credit's due. Once again, PD put on a phenomenal show. And
Oh,
I'm not taking
absolutely.
anything away from him, but um, being that it was, and I don't know the logistics about why it was done on Halloween, but I started seeing, the casual Miller who was up and down the street, up and down I Drive, who just happened to hear that there's a horror convention, so let's go check it out. You know, um,
Hmm.
and again, it wasn't bad. I saw more people around the front area dressing up in their costumes, having a smoke break, but they weren't actually at the convention. So, uh, but again, inside the convention was a little bit of a different story. There were a lot of people there as a
Yeah.
testament to, you know, the people at the stage area, and even the people that filled the room for the Rocky Horror Live show, which was awesome. I did do the time warp, so
Awesome.
I,
Not, but see, unless there's video, then it doesn't count. You know
hey,
that, right?
I took video, but I'm the one holding trying to like, hey, I'm trying to do the time warp while,
So it's art. Okay, gotcha.
yeah. So, but no, and like I said, it was a great show. I just think that because it was on Halloween, there were a lot of people who showed up for the sake of it being Halloween, not for the sake of loving the convention. That was my drawback for that one.
Yeah, and to piggyback on that, I have to agree. One of the things that I heard a lot of this past weekend is that when Friday, the vendors did fantastically. Sunday, they did very well. Saturday, they started off good, but around noon, they kind of dropped off and it was really dead until that night. And I think my theory of, as far as what happened was a lot of the parents took their kids home to go trick or treating
Trick or
or went and
treating.
did, yeah. And I know there's trick or treating in the vendor's room, and I know there was a kid zone and all that,
So
but I'm
insane.
not sure how many people were aware of what was going on. Um, but yeah, the Saturday afternoon seemed pretty dead, and I think what happened was a lot of people actually took their kids to go home to do trick or treating because that's what we did. We came home and our son went trick or treating, and there was a whole big thing here and around the neighborhood. So I think that was part of it. And I also think what hurt attendance slightly, not much, but there were, I want to say, five other conventions in the southeast area that were going on Halloween weekend.
Don't count the one in Daytona because it did not. It
Yeah, I heard that the one in Daytona did very badly from what I heard. I heard
Yeah. So
attendance was absolute crap.
yeah, we're not even
I
going
know
to
there was,
count
and
that one.
yeah, and I know a lot of these don't necessarily overlap, but I know there was Walker Stalker up in Atlanta, which I know a lot of people
Yeah.
are going to. There was the Doctor Who convention, which I think was here in Orlando. And I know that doesn't necessarily overlap, but it just the fact that there's another convention. What? And who? Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Apparently, I'm just getting word that the Doctor Who convention was actually canceled. I didn't know
Oh,
that. They sort of did stuff, but it was very unofficial. Okay, so that doesn't count. I stand corrected on that. But there were a couple other conventions going on, and plus it's Halloween. There's always stuff going on, so I think that kind of impacted attendance a little. But there still was a great turnout regardless because spooky. So, but I think that's what probably happened on Halloween. I mean, Robbie, what do you think?
yeah, well, I think that we did the same thing as you did. We didn't go trick or treating, but we did come back home. We let the dogs out. We ate. We kind of like picked some stuff up, and we went to another Halloween party before going back. So we were not there Saturday afternoon. And I would imagine a lot of people did, yeah, something like that. But I kind of feel like almost like I was kind of cheated out of my Halloween. Like I came back home and I still wanted more. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm missing that. Oh, Halloween is still in a few days. After we've done all these fun things, we still have 2 more days of of all that. So Charlize felt the same. She was like, oh, I kind of wish that we would have gone trick or treating, or we had the opportunity to do something different as well. So,
Yeah.
so I'm sure a lot of
The good, yeah, the good news is, from what I understand, is that Spooky next year, not Mayhem, which we'll get into, but Spooky for May from October. Jesus Christ, but Spooky for October will be the second weekend in October. So
yay.
they're not doing Halloween again. I know a lot of people complain. Even myself, I even said something to the staff. It's like, okay, no more Halloween, dude. This is too
I
much.
want to say that it was I would imagine it was inevitable for
Yeah.
them as far as
And it wasn't Spooky's fault. Yeah, it wasn't the organizer's fault. It was the hotel because unfortunately you have to go by the venue's schedule and you have to go by their booking, and that was the weekend they had, so you really had no choice. So I don't think it's going to happen again, at least for 2016. It's going to be, I think, like the second weekend in October, I believe. So same venue too, which is
yeah
we'll get
yeah.
into
Well,
as well.
I've heard rumors and such that supposedly there might be a 5-year contract with this venue.
I've heard 3 and I've heard 5.
You know
Okay,
what?
yeah. So that would be good because then they can set the dates from now if that was the
Exactly.
case, right?
That's
So
true.
And that's good because that's actually a very good venue. Like I said, I've walked at a hotel before, and I don't think everyone was really prepared for the sheer
Even though
size
we
of
told
and
them, if you watch the
massive.
webcast, we
it's
told you.
different.
I,
It's different. It looks
you
completely
know,
It is.
different.
It is.
you
It
know
is.
the
No, you're
thing,
right.
the thing is huge, and the part that really, and I don't know about everybody else, that really impressed me with it was the main auditorium room.
Mm-hmm.
That was the size of the dealer room and celeb room all together over at the DoubleTree.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where everything was packed in last year, and then this year, so like, okay, we're going to take that same size room, but that's just going to be our general panel room for the
All the
guests,
Q and A's and
the costume contest. Then we'll have all the other rooms outlying, and then we've got the dealer room and the autograph room, which again, it, the place is massive. So be ready for next year. Um,
oh
and the
my
other
God,
thing is
you
there
guys,
was
you guys better start. Yeah, you need to run a 5K to get to prepare for this.
look, and
One of the
there was
vendors.
plenty of room to walk around in.
Oh yeah,
I
you
loved
get
it.
you get kind of swallowed up by that, but it's great for people that have claustrophobia or get
Oh, totally.
get
Yeah.
Oh,
anxiety around crowds.
there's no need to worry about anxiety with space there. That's for sure. So
It's
open,
very
like the
yeah.
ceilings are just vast. It's awesome.
Yeah. And as far as huge as the hotel is, one of the things that I heard from one of the vendors, he had one of those pedometer apps that he had on his phone, and he clocked. I think he said between Thursday and Sunday afternoon, 23 miles, and he didn't leave the hotel.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, well,
he's
23
right.
miles. And
yeah,
that's
well,
not that's yeah, that's how big it was.
Yeah.
yeah, Brett, the one that works with PD and Allen and them, he on between Thursday and Friday he clocked 23 miles.
Yep.
Just running around in that space right
Yep.
there. That's crazy.
So yeah, you're gonna get some. And you know what? And somebody, I don't remember who said it, but someone said there needs to be like a spooky workout DVD because with this hotel, you're because you are gonna get your workout. That's for damn
Yeah,
sure.
especially if
Oh
they
yeah.
don't get relaxed with the alcohol policy, because it was up and down to the room to get, go get a drink or whatever.
Hmm.
You know what? And that's I'm pretty sure we'll talk about that part of it later. I don't think that
We
was
are gonna.
Spooky's fault. I know
No, it wasn't.
exactly.
We'll
I
get
know
to that.
exactly. I know exactly why that went down, and it
Mhm.
sucks. And I'm pretty sure everybody else that has gone to any sort of if you've been to Spooky before, you know exactly why that policy went
Mhm.
down, uh, and it had
But we
nothing
will.
to do with Spooky.
Nope, and we will get to that. But we're trying to keep a
Yes.
timely format here. Otherwise, we're just going to be here for like 3 hours. Okay. The first thing we wanted to talk about the parking. I know there was a lot of complaints about parking. The parking garage, fantastic. It was easy, it was accessible, and I think there was enough room for everybody. And I think they were doing parking over on Universal Boulevard in the field behind it as well. I think. There was a discount for spooky attendees.
Hmm.
Instead of $18 a day, I think it was $10 a day.
Yeah, it was 10.
Um, it was 10. A lot of people. And like I said, if you watched this webcast, you would have saved yourself some money. So I told you so. I told you so, and I said I was going to do it. I told you so. So that's what you get for not listening to me. I'm the con mother. Hello, con mother. You gotta learn to listen to me, man. Um, but did you guys have any issues with parking?
The, you know what? The only issue I had was getting to the parking garage, and
That was a hike. Yes.
that's the only drawback. I mean, the parking garage held, from what I could tell, everybody that came to the convention. I don't know about the other parking areas, but I know at that in that parking garage, that thing is huge, and it held damn near everybody that I could see.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
my only complaint would be they had one guy in this little golf cart shuttle thing that could take 6 or 8 people at a time.
Yeah, we know that
We,
guy.
we know
Yeah,
that guy. We have a story about that guy, but
you know what? I would have loved to them just to have a, during check-in and check-out, have that
that's a
guy
smart.
just,
Yeah,
you know,
that's a smart
hey,
idea.
you need us to get over to the thing, zip you over there, zip you out, and that'll help out with the hotel with, the congestion at the front area.
That's a smart idea.
Yeah.
Getting people to, okay, here, load up, let's get you over to your things, drop you off. What level you're on? You're on level 2? All right, we're letting off level 1, level 2. He drives back and gets somebody else. That's my only complaint about the parking.
That's a smart
Seriously.
idea, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly didn't have, we were staying in the hotel and we didn't have an issue with parking except for the fact that it was expensive because Nate brought his car, I had my car there, and, it was in and out. It was 3 days. The first night I parked valet, like, it just added up. But besides that, parking, I mean, it was safe, it was good,
Now,
it
did you
was,
pay
it
per
was good for
car?
a walk, but, I'm sorry?
You pay per car?
Well, I'm not sure exactly how they did the charges, but Nate did pay for his car when he came in, because there was a guy at the gate with a list, and
Right.
if you weren't on the list, that means that you weren't attached to the room, so you had to pay
Really?
$18. Yeah,
Huh.
Oh, because they just let me in with my room key.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's what
that's
they
because
did
you had
with
a room,
me
right?
too.
But when we came separately, so I was there
Oh,
already, and I wasn't actually added because it was Boris's room, so.
okay.
We actually had to get me added to Boris's key card so we can have one key card for the parking.
No, I just took the key card and said, okay. He didn't even
Yeah.
ask for any ID. He didn't even look at the list. All he asked was, I just told him, hey, I'm here. I'm checking in. That's it. And they said, okay, just use your key to get in and out from now on.
Oh
And
no, yeah, totally, yeah. I mean, after that whole thing, I did do that, but we had to
right.
go to the front desk and get my name added. That's all.
Oh, okay.
And,
Wow,
and
I
that's
I didn't even do that because the room initially was under Sheila's name, and I dropped her at the front door, and I just drove up and said, hey, we're checking in. It's under her name. And he said, okay, go ahead. So I didn't even
Yeah.
have that issue.
Well, it's possible it could be also for security purposes. I don't know.
maybe.
It's possible just to make sure that who's coming in and who's leaving, and
Yeah.
Maybe I
it
just
hasn't completely been safe all the time there. So.
think maybe I threatened him a little bit. I'm here checking in. Let me through.
Well, I mean, come on. I mean, I'm driving up there with my car, it's got the Freddy Krueger on the hood and the Spooky Empire sticker. The guy looks at me, he's like, "Are you with the convention?" I'm like, "No."
No.
No.
Southern Baptist Convention. Sorry.
What's a convention? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I think what I think there were some kinks that did need to be worked out, and I think that will be worked out for the next one in March.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And but that you guys do bring up a good point. Um, the $10 per day parking is only if you're actually staying at the hotel. If you're
Hmm.
not staying at the hotel, it doesn't apply. So those of you that came in for one day, that's why you paid $18.
Yep.
So this is only if you're staying at the host hotel. So that's something to keep in mind for March.
Yeah.
And
Well,
if
because
you're
people
smart,
were
you had
parking
it
at
built to
the
your
eye,
room.
Mm-hmm.
right?
What's
There
that?
was
So
there was parking at the eye, at like
Was
Point
there?
Orlando.
Oh, yeah. You know what? There may have been, but that's still a hike.
That's
Yeah,
still a hell of a hike.
we know about that too.
Yeah, we do. Which is the next subject we're actually going to get into. Great segue, by the way. And speaking of this guy in the golf cart that we're talking about, the zombie walk.
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay. First
That's
of all, I got a message for Hooters right there. Oh my God, Hooters!
that
The
was awful.
service, the service was terrible. The just and the waitress was nice, so it had nothing to do with the service staff. But I
It
mean, the
was
kitchen was slow, the food was subpar. It was, oh my God, it was absolutely terrible. I hope if they do another zombie walk, they choose somewhere else because
Ale
Hooters,
House
and
is
that was
right
way
next
too
door.
far.
Yeah, the Ale
Sorry,
House
Look,
right next door is actually closer to the hotel.
there you go. We can
So
try
Smoky
the Ale
Empire,
House.
hook it up. Just do the zombie walk at the Ale House.
Let's do the Ale House. I like that idea. I'm
Yeah,
okay with
like
the Ale House.
look.
keep there.
I told y'all when I heard where the zombie walk was, I told you that was going to be at least a quarter to half mile hike
Yeah.
easily.
And that was closer to a mile, actually. That was closer to a whole mile because if you
Yeah.
actually, because we were going like from one side of Hooters to the completely other side of the hotel, which is just
Exactly.
massive.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, it was hot, it was sweaty, and as Robby can attest, we did our Cthulhu cultists and we decided, oh, let's see if we can, because we're women. So, all right, yeah, we used it to our advantage. I ain't gonna lie. And we thought we were going to get this guy in his golf cart. We gave him a couple
Yes.
bucks or whatever, take us to Hooters. He's like, oh, yeah, I'll take you to Hooters, no problem. It's right around this corner. We get in the cart, and he goes maybe, what, like 50 feet?
Not
No,
even.
Hooters is right over there. Yeah, it was like 30 feet.
He took us like to the edge of the street, and like as we're getting off the golf cart, we see Rob and Boris and
Yeah,
them walking towards us.
what an
Like,
asshole.
what the hell?
So, golf cart guy, this is also for you, okay? You're an asshole. So, but the zombie walk, but other than that, the zombie walk went off fantastically. I kind of did miss Dead-Eyed Empire being there. Jesse with the chainsaw that always kicks it off. Mike Christopher was there heading it off. He was fantastic. I was a little confused, and this is only my personal opinion. The costumes there that were totally had nothing to do with zombies. Like I saw like a Harley Quinn and like a Cobra Commander and not even zombied up. It was just I know, and I know what you guys are thinking, and we're gonna get to that, but I don't understand bringing Superman to a zombie walk. It's a
Well,
zombie walk.
that
I
the
understand Umbrella. I,
the
go
only
ahead,
thing I can
Robbie.
think of is what Mike said earlier about the people that the people that get drawn to it in the area might be more just, hey, it's Halloween. Let me just throw on my costume and join
It's
the
a zombie walk. Zombie.
zombie.
Even Superman got beat up and was bloodied up in one point. So
Exactly. I'm
just
okay with that. There were beat up clowns. There was, like I said, there was even, Umbrella there, which was awesome. Anything that is remotely, they were creepy clowns. If you're just even remotely related, cool. I give you a pass. But when you're seeing like Supergirl just walking along with everybody else,
again, like I
I don't
said,
know.
that was
I
the whole.
know. I know why.
That was it's Halloween. Oh, look, let's get in on that.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm,
Let's get around that.
yeah, that's pretty much what it was. All right, so we'll bitch about that in a moment. But yeah, but as far as the zombie walk at Hooters, I think we unanimously decide let's move this to the Ale House, which is
Yes.
like a couple blocks closer.
Yes.
That would be awesome because this was too much.
It was. It was.
Well,
I
see, here's the other thing.
Before.
Ale House is more accommodating for things like that than Hooters
oh
is.
yeah,
Agreed.
that's true.
You know,
That's
and
true.
and
Because Hooters,
Hooters,
that service was terrible.
well, see,
Not only
that's
that,
what,
but they could probably do something in conjunction and bring more people in for themselves. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
yeah, for Ale House, absolutely.
well, see, Hooters' big thing is with them, they target the general male audience. So
yes.
That's true.
having everybody that was not a male or of the male species that was there trying to get all zombied up and whatnot. That place isn't targeted for them. So of course the guys are in the back going, we ain't making no money, so screw them here, just send this out.
Yeah.
But Ale House, on the other hand, oh, they love, oh, you're coming in to party, you're coming in to drink, you're coming in to do this. Well, by all means, come on in.
That's right.
They're much more accommodating for things
I
like
agree.
that.
I used to work at the Ale House. I worked there for a while. It was. Yeah.
Plug.
Well, I mean, it was a long time ago in Miami, but still, but even then, they did fun things. So I could see them totally being more willing.
Okay. No, cool. So Ale House, absolutely. I think that's a fantastic suggestion. All right. Security. Oh man. All right. See, now here's the first thing that people on Friday after the zombie walk, when you went up to Will Call to get your badge and everything, there were two things. Number one, there was a guy there that was giving out wristbands that were the same color as spooky wristbands, which
That confused me.
that confused everybody. So there were orange wristbands for their weekend passes for Spooky were orange wristbands, and then you had orange wristbands to say that you were over 21 and could drink. So this way, if you went up to the bar, you didn't have to get ID'd every single time and everything. They were giving out free wristbands, but they were orange wristbands, so that was very, very confusing for a lot of people. It was a hotel policy. Plus, we had, and I think we have the hotel plus Fort Myers to thank for this, the bag checkers. I know there was a backed up line for like miles because of the bag checkers. I think that was because of Fort Myers. I think everybody was just on heightened alert. So yeah, there were bag checkers and there was security everywhere. Kind of looked like, Men in Black or Secret Service. They all had their little earpieces that they were talking into and everything. So. But you guys got any thoughts on security or how security was?
Mike?
Yeah, I see you look, Mike.
Okay, for those that know me and know that I've done security at places before, I've done security for it, so I see a little different side of that. But here's my thought on that. One, they were unwavering.
Yes.
There was no.
There were no exceptions.
There were, and I mean unwavering to the point of it being ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you've got somebody, I mean, now don't get me wrong. Yeah, if you're worried about, certain things, by all means, have your bag checked. But when you have someone that's got a purse this big, and you got somebody going, hey, you need to open that or you can't come in. Okay, look, let's, ease up a little bit, realize we're all here to have fun. And yeah, I do attribute all, and I'm not even going to say little, I'm going to say every security issue at Spooky, I attribute to what went down at Fort Myers. Every bit of it. From the lack of the pool party to the security people just, and again, this is not a knock on Spooky, but with the hotel giving out that orange wristband, I know if I was like, well, which one is, because they were the exact same.
They were identical. Yeah, they were identical.
And here's where I think security dropped the ball. They weren't really looking at the wristbands. They were just looking at the color of the wristband.
Mm-hmm.
So you could have had anyone in that hotel who was staying there. Oh, I'm over 21. Let me have a wristband. Oh, look, they've got the same color. Let's go in there. And there was no continuity as far as who's doing what, who's going where.
Yeah, I think that was a big miscommunication between Spooky and the hotel there. Like I said, the unfortunate circumstance that they happen to be the same color.
Right.
And again, there should have been some better communication on that part. So.
And again, a lot of that, and I will say it, it's all with the Fort Myers deal.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I got questioned about it today at work. How did everything go at the convention? Was there anything that said no? Because it was an actual convention. It wasn't a block party with people dressed up. It was a convention.
Mm-hmm.
And Sheila, this was actually her really first Spooky. She was looking forward to a pool party, which we've all known in the past. Which the pool actually does have a very good bar out there. Yes, so it's not like oh well, the pool doesn't have a bar, we can't accommodate that. No, it has one. It's just they were concerned about what went down in Fort Myers. So they're like, well, anyone can get in from here, and if you look at where the pool is, it's very easy to walk up off of I Drive
Oh,
and
totally.
Exactly. Yep.
Absolutely. I mean,
and
I can see
to get
that.
into that pool.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you're
And I think
gonna
that was
have
one of the biggest concerns. I think that was one of the biggest concerns there is that because it was so easily accessible,
right,
and the hotel pool shut down at 11,
yeah.
you
Now
compound
my
those things.
solution
So
to that, or my solution would be, if you're gonna have the pool party, if you're gonna have that type of security presence, have it at the perimeter of the pool where it's easy for someone to walk off the street, walk up that little, driveway, hop that fence, which is only 3 feet high, and
Yeah.
get into the pool area. It's very easy to do. Um,
yeah,
and I don't ever think that was a problem down at the Wyndham, but nobody
no,
got shot. But so I know why they did that. But if
yeah,
you're concerned about that, place people accordingly around the area. Um,
yeah,
open the bar up, let people have fun.
Go to
And
bed.
of course, close the
Go
pool
to
down at a
bed.
certain time of night for safety reasons. For
yeah,
insurance purposes. You don't want
yeah.
to have 2,000 drunk people in a pool at 3
Baby.
o'clock in the morning. Not good business.
I agree. Now, that I did hear that there were some issues Friday night with security, and of course you're going to have your couple of drunk people being retarded and stupid, which was my big fear with having all the quote unquote mundanes in. I heard somebody punched a hole in a wall. There was
Broke a
issues.
glass table.
There was what, Robbie?
Oh, one of those the glasses that was on the table. There
Okay.
was like 2 tables. I think it was near the steak place, and they have like that that glass that they use to protect it,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
somebody
okay.
smashed it.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
wow.
yeah, that's
This is why we
that.
can't have nice things, kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and if any of
Uh,
you are watching this, keep your P's and Q's in check. This is a nice hotel. I want to go back.
well, yeah. And that's when I started hearing. I heard somebody punched a hole in the wall. I heard that the security had to escort some very drunk disorderlies, like back to the rooms multiple times. Of course, there was no open alcohol, out on the floors that you didn't buy from the hotel, which is a hotel policy, not spooky. This is not the Wyndham. This is not the DoubleTree. Come on, we're all adults here now. So, I mean, there were ways to get around that. That's a whole other conversation. But this is the stuff that we knew was going to happen. And I only heard about it Friday night. I didn't hear about anything happening Saturday night. Um, not that I'm aware of anyway. So there may have been issues, but there was a heightened security presence. And I think once they realized that the majority of us are pretty chill, they kind of relaxed. You have to remember, this is a new convention. This is still a new relationship between Spooky and the Hyatt. So things are going to have to, the water's got to even out a little bit. So you're going to have to deal with those growing pains. And yeah, it may be a pain in the ass that you have to wait in line to get your bag checked. You may get eyed funny by security, but this is what happens with a new venue, especially one as nice as this.
Not only
So,
that, but we want to be safe at the same time.
oh yeah, yeah. Just be nice to
I have my
security,
kids
man.
there. Like I don't want somebody to go postal in there with I'm there with my family. I don't
Yeah, it may be a slight inconvenience, but it is for your protection. So, all right. All right. So the next thing we have on the list, and I think we kind of went over it, was the hotel itself. The hotel, like we said, absolutely huge. The rooms were great. I had no issue with the rooms whatsoever.
Oh,
There was
no.
no wait for the elevators. I mean, I was a little disappointed in the whole two tower thing, those being so separate, but that's just a personal thing.
Here's what I found out with that, and I don't know if it's the 100% truth. I think most of the guests, as far as like the actors and whatnot, were in Tower Two, because I know that's where Tom
Uh,
Savini was, because he and I were down. I ran into him down in the gym in
okay,
Tower Two. His room was in Tower Two. I think
okay,
most everybody else was in Tower One.
that makes
On the
sense.
attendees. Um,
Yeah,
and yeah, the room's phenomenal,
the rooms are
phenomenal.
nice.
And
Yeah.
I don't know about everybody else, and yeah, I'm gonna brag a little bit here. If you
Oh, here we go.
if you get a chance, get the suite.
Oh,
Just I know Spooky got a good rate, but go with the put up the extra 20, but get the suite. Nothing wrong with the other rooms, but I was able to score a suite, and I'm like, wow.
Nice.
yeah. I heard nice stories about it too, and I'm very disappointed I did not get one of those. So
Yeah, and as far
there
as
you
the
go, Mike, for you. There you go.
and the elevator, yeah, the elevators are fabulous. The elevators, I
Oh, the
didn't.
elevators were nice.
Oh my gosh, so nice.
I was like, wow, are you kidding me? We're at the ground floor already, and we're up in the room already. It was just like,
Yeah, it
wow.
might seem something silly to be like, oh my god, the elevators for some people, but I think they're so important because there's nothing
It's
like
very important.
worrying if your elevator is gonna get fucking stuck. Like at the end
Or
of
just
the tunnel.
people doing bad things in the elevators and ended up with like, broken bottles or piss in the elevators. And we've all seen it at Spooky. It's not like it hasn't happened. So, but no, these were nice elevators and they were quick and they were painless, and so that was a plus. Um, the I didn't eat at the Spooky Cafe, which was down by the stage, but I heard good stuff about the was it the Beeline
The
Diner?
Beeline,
Beeline
the Beeline
Diner,
Diner.
yeah. Ate there a few
I
times.
heard amazing. Yeah, I heard it was amazing food. Now,
It
is it
is.
is it pricey at all?
You know
Yes.
what? It's semi pricey
Hmm.
because we went there for breakfast, and
Ooh.
I heard the breakfast was amazing.
I had the omelet. You don't just order like, oh, I'm gonna have the omelet. Well, you tell them you want it's a 3 egg omelet, and you get to pick 3 things to put in it. They have a list of stuff that you can put in there, like spinach and this. So I was like, give me the omelet with sausage and cheese, and when they brought it out, it was about yay big. It was a good size omelet.
Okay.
And they ask, what you want for your choice of bread, your white wheat, rye, and I was at the most like, I'm not gonna eat the bread. It's just way too much. Again, for Mike not to want to, eat a little something is a testament to how good it was. Cause like I said, I'm good, I'm done, and it was good. It really was. It wasn't overpriced, but it wasn't cheap either. It was probably right around mid border range, right
It's,
where
you
you.
definitely have to be an adult to be able to eat a few meals there.
Yeah.
No, seriously, you know what I'm saying? Like I know a few years ago I might have not been able to afford to sit down and have a $20 meal by myself, just my meal, $20. I couldn't have
Right.
done it. You know, as an adult now it's different. You can pay $10 for a slice of cake or whatever, or
Yeah.
you've saved money for this event. But otherwise, I took my crock pot.
Yeah. I think for Sheila and I it was I want to say $30, so it's about $15 a person,
So
and that
everybody should have at least one meal there in March, is what you're
yeah, and
saying.
that
Totally. At
was
least dessert.
including
I
the
heard the
drink.
desserts were amazing.
Oof,
Yeah.
my God, dude. Everything. We had apple pie, key lime pie, the chocolate Oreo mousse cake was out of this world. We had
But
it twice.
they had gummy bears under glass at the counter. I'm like,
I
damn.
saw that. I saw that.
You
I
know,
was drooling, man. Yeah, that was good. And now, as far as your choices that were off. I mean, the Beeline Diner was great. I don't know anything about Spooky Cafe, which was the cafe. I heard it was pretty pricey, but I didn't hear anything else about it.
right?
There's Denny's within walking distance. I mean, there was a ton of hotels. I mean, eateries that were in walking distance. There was a McDonald's and Red Lobster within walking distance. So, there are still options. But I heard
Right.
nothing but amazing things about the Beeline all weekend. I mean, after walking so much all weekend, everyone was just kind of like, I don't want to walk anywhere. I'm going to sit my ass down and pay a little extra so I don't have to walk anymore.
Well, you know
Oh,
what? And the
that's French
Beeline
fries.
was centrally located right
It
before you
was.
got to getting to where the rooms were, so you had to
Yeah.
pass by it. So there was no
Yeah.
missing it. You had to pass by it to get to Tower 1 or Tower 2. So it was like, okay, you want to stop and get something to eat before you go up to the room? Going, and you know what? It was always packed.
It was always
It
packed.
was
Yep.
always packed.
Which that says everything right there. Yeah.
It was always packed. I've
And
been,
24 hours, which is
yeah,
And that was the
awesome
great thing, 24 hours, which was a
option.
big plus. So
yeah.
plan on that come March. So plan on that come March, definitely.
And like I said, with it
Um,
being packed, you got to remember, any of us that have been to hotels and had hotel food, they're not always
mhm.
packed.
No, the
This
one of
place
them never
was
was.
this place was hopping all the time.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
So
All right.
yeah,
Let's see. And then we have. And I think we went over this slightly, but as far as the alcohol policies, I was a little surprised because I thought Mike's logic in like them having a little cart set up. I'm surprised I didn't see any of those little carts set up. That shocked me.
you know what? There was a couple. They
Was
weren't
there a
all.
couple? I totally missed them.
Yeah, there was. I think there were maybe one, two,
Oh, and I
three.
remember one Saturday night.
There
I
were
remember
three
one.
that I counted
Okay.
of the rolling alcohol carts, which
What
is
were they selling? Do you remember?
uh, beer, uh, some mixed drinks, but nothing top shelf.
Okay,
Uh,
just well stuff, beer and well
yeah,
stuff.
just
Okay, got
well and beer. But on that same note, there weren't that many of them out there. It was like maybe three or four. You
which
know,
is surprising considering that they did have the no outside alcohol policies, and
yeah.
I know a lot of people snuck their stuff in, and
Well,
I
I
think
was,
maybe security got a little lax about it later on, with some of the ninjas. But I mean, overall, you're supposed to buy from the hotel.
yeah.
I
Well,
get
I
that.
was just surprised that they only had the three out there because,
That's my contention.
because during Walker Stalker, I happened to walk through there just to check the place out, and they were having another
Hmm.
convention, and there were at least 15 to 20 of those little carts up and down that hall.
And that's
So
what I
they,
was expecting.
so
So
they
I
do
was very
have them.
surprised.
I don't know. I just
And
kind
Yeah.
of feel like if they're gonna be charging $6 for a beer, at least give me another option besides Coors Light and Sam Adams Pumpkin
yeah,
Ale. I don't like any of that beer. The wine was overpriced.
Exactly.
All the drinks were overpriced, and you want to charge me? I don't mind paying it. At the DoubleTree, not to compare it again, but you
Yeah.
can get a Stella at least. The big can for like $8. But at least it's Stella. They're giving you another option besides Coors Light, Bud Light, and whatever.
And that was my big concern. It's like I don't want to drink a goddamn Heineken. I'm
No,
sorry, I haven't drank a Heineken since I was in college. I'm not. I'm sorry, I'm a snob. So I mean, I wasn't really drinking this past weekend, but still, no. And they're
I
absolutely right. So give us some better options. And if you're gonna enforce the no outside alcohol policy, you know what? Have more carts. Have more than like one or two out there.
yeah.
I get that.
And the carts we saw were Saturday night, so it wasn't even
Yeah,
like they were out
I
there
didn't
all
see anything.
weekend.
Yeah, I didn't see anything there Friday. All right, the other thing, let's see. As far as guest cancellations, to my knowledge, the only last minute cancellation was Malcolm McDowell. Am I right?
Yeah, him and
Oh,
there's him and
Linnea
Patricia Quinn.
Quigley, right? Oh,
yes.
Yeah,
Patricia Quinn. Yeah, Patricia Quinn was like a week before, though, wasn't it?
yeah. But again, I don't want to say that it didn't make the convention for me, but
Oh
I
yeah,
know there were some people who were, I just came to see him and now he's not here. Well,
and
I heard
that's not the
that a
reason.
few times.
that's a chance you take with any convention, unfortunately. I
Right.
mean, I remember, who was it, Danny Trejo, when he canceled last minute a few years ago, and you would think an asteroid was about to hit the Earth.
Oh
People
yeah.
went nuts. I didn't hear the same, like everybody going nuts over Malcolm McDowell, which I did feel bad for the people that dressed up as droogs, because I did see a few droogs, and I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, that kind of sucks that you're here as a droog,
Yeah.
and I felt bad, so that did kind of suck. Let's see. Oh, here we go. All right, that leads us into thoughts on the guest. Your favorite experiences, least favorite experiences. This is where we start telling the celebrity stories. Go ahead, Mike.
Favorite experience. Talking with Tony Todd about the play that he's doing, and
Hmm.
and I mean he was ready to talk. I mean everybody's, oh, you're Candyman, you're this, you're so and so, you're a Klingon, and I know he enjoys talking about it. He does, but
Yeah.
when I asked him about, I said, hey, look, I was watching on Periscope. He's like, really?
Yeah, me too.
He was
Yep.
like,
I
really?
said the same thing. Same
He's
thing.
like,
Yep.
you watched? I said, yeah. You're doing the Jack Johnson thing, is it? And I asked him, is it a traveling show? And he was all into it. So I'm like, look, that was it for me. I was good with that. That and talking with Julian Sands about wine.
Oh, nice.
Hmm.
So I'm like,
Oh, he'll go on forever about wine. I had a conversation with him with Pinot Grigio, and he just kind of looked down at me because, wine enthusiasts don't like Pinot Grigio.
oh
That's
yeah,
another
no,
story.
he was telling me. I said, he says he doesn't have his own vineyard, but he could recommend this. And he said, if you want, you know, I can, whatever picture you get, I'll turn it over and give you the best. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
But like I
Yeah.
said, and it's because again, that's one of those where you're not treating them like, oh, you're the warlock, you're this, you're the guy
Yes,
from
exactly.
Arachnophobia,
And that's one of the things we talked about in a previous webcast, people.
Yep.
Anyway, sorry. I told you so. Anyway, go ahead.
But no, that was my weekend. That was it for me. I was happy. And Sheila will
Okay.
tell you, I smiled for the next 8-9 hours after talking to Tony Todd about that. She was like, "You're good. You can go home now." I was like, "I'm good."
All
But
right. Well,
yeah,
Rob, what about you, Robbie?
Well, I got to meet Danny Trejo, and he was just so freaking cool,
He
and
was a
just
trip this weekend, man. He was all over the place. He was bouncing.
and really nice, and just like he gave Charlize because we bought the T-shirt thing where you pay $25 and you get a T-shirt from his record label. You get it signed and you get a picture with him.
Oh, that's cool.
So why not for $25, right? So we went ahead and get that, and then he ended up giving Charlize a print of his, and he signed it, "Your Uncle Machete," and she cried. She totally cried. And he thinks it's from cause that she knows him from Spy Kids or something, and she knows him actually from Dusk Till Dawn was the first movie that she ever noticed him. So that was really funny. But that was great. And as far as bad experiences, I really didn't have
I
any of
can't.
those.
I can't think of it either.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody being a douche.
I can't think of anyone being a douche, but I do have a good story. Matthew Lillard, who was like a huge headliner. My God, he had a line
Yeah.
constantly.
Yes.
Now, to his credit, he is amazing. He is an absolute sweetheart. He takes the time to talk to every fan, and it was awesome because we were in line on Sunday. And there's a couple of things I want to get to as far as the guests, but we were in line on Sunday, and they were trying to rush him off to a photo op, and he yells at the handler. He's like, "I will not be rushed," which was just like, dude, thumbs up for you, man.
Nice.
That was fantastic. He took the time to talk to every single fan, and like I said, the handlers kept trying to push him up. They were literally pushing people away, and we were like the next to last in line or something like that. And he still took the time, and I didn't get a chance to talk to him as much as I wanted to. I wanted to know about his latest project with Patrick Stewart, which I'm like, I need to know what it's like to work with Patrick Stewart, because oh my God, that's got to be the pinnacle of anybody's career.
Awesome.
And he talked about it for a few seconds before the handler literally pushed me out of the way, which was not cool. I understand they have to get to their photo ops. That doesn't mean you have to be an asshole to people. People still pay. And we paid good money, let's be honest. I did hear a story that Matthew Lillard was charging $20 on Friday, but then they did jack up the price to $40 by the time Sunday came around.
You know what? I heard that too, but I heard that wasn't so much from him.
No, it's not him. I don't blame him.
No, it was, I think it was, somebody said that it was his agent that did that.
Yeah, the agents are usually the ones that do that. No, I don't think it was Matthew Lillard at all. Like I said, he was fantastic. It was, like I said, the agents number one. And I heard that happened with a couple other of the guests too, that they started off on Sunday. And again, that's not Spooky. Spooky does not set the prices. This is completely up to their agents. So this is all the agencies that do that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I forget, there was someone else that they were talking about that they were charging.
Was it Nev Campbell? I heard.
We're going to get to Nev Campbell. But there was somebody else, and maybe it was the Grady twins. I don't remember. I don't think it was, but it was someone that wasn't so well known. But somebody was charging like 20 or 30 on Friday. Then they saw someone else was charging more, so they charged more. And I get why they do it, but that's
I know that's
practice. Yeah, that's shitty. That's real shitty. And like I said, the handlers for Matthew Lillard, he was a class act. The handlers, douchebags. So, but yeah, the rest of the handlers, as far as I saw, were all fantastic.
Totally.
Yeah, everybody else, staff, absolutely fantastic. That goes for the hotel staff too. The hotel staff was incredibly accommodating. They were absolutely wonderful, from the valet to the housekeeping to the front desk, the concierge. Everybody was like over the top nice and fantastic. And so absolute kudos for that. I mean, but all right, let's see what else did I had here. Nev Campbell. From what I understand, Nev, I guess, is used to a different environment when it comes to conventions. She hasn't really done a lot of them, so I guess maybe she's unaware that there's a certain, I guess, etiquette or certain like unspoken rules that we kind of follow. She was only going to do a Froggy's photo ops, and that was it. She was told that, okay, no, you if you're not going to make any money if you don't do it at the table. So I think she was unhappy about that. So I was hearing stories all weekend about how she was nice, but she didn't act like she really wanted it. She was very standoffish. I heard that from a number of people. I mean, what kind of stories did you guys hear?
You know what? I heard basically the same, that she was just she was sweet, but you could tell she was like
It
semi
didn't
annoyed.
fight it. Yeah, exactly. Her line was pretty. Anytime I went in there, her line was non-existent. I was surprised.
That's because she was charging more than Burt Reynolds.
Oh, okay, that's why. I
Really?
didn't even
Yeah.
look,
Oh
honestly.
yeah, she was trying to charge $80 for an autograph or whatever it was for a picture and autograph. There, she wanted $80.
Mm.
So people saw that, they were like,
No,
"Sorry, no."
yeah.
I mean, Burt Reynolds, that man's earned it. Nev, not so much.
I mean, even George Romero is
Yes,
more worth it than that. I would say.
agreed. Absolutely agreed. And I fun fact, I heard a story, and of course, this is all just gossip and whatnot. But I heard that everybody, all the fans, I mean, not all fans, all the guests, they all wanted to meet Burt Reynolds because, well, let's face it, the man's an icon. And Burt, as you saw, is physically not doing so well after his stroke a few months ago. But apparently, the one person he wanted to meet was Nev Campbell. Apparently, she wanted him to come to her, but they made her go to him.
Good.
So
Mm-hmm.
make of that as you will. So the reasoning behind it, I don't know. Like I said, this is just what was told to me, so it is what it is.
Oh, and I heard a rumor that there's talks of bringing Doug Bradley back for March.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. And I
Yeah,
heard
it'd
this
be nice
not
to have
from
them back.
spooky people, but actually from like a different source that might be closer.
Yeah. No, none of this stuff. The stuff that we hear around the grapevine. Because I mean,
Oh,
people talk.
totally. Yeah.
This is not official at all. This does not come from spooky staff or anything. This
No.
is just what we hear around the grapevine. So make of it as you will.
Yes.
Okay, the next one I have on here, the congoers. Yeah, our thoughts on the people that showed up for Spooky this weekend, and I see a smile on Mike's face because I think we all pretty much think the same thing, man.
It was
I
the
must,
Harley Con.
Oh my God! If I saw one more goddamn Harley Quinn, I swear to God, I was gonna go zombie con on somebody.
I'm just gonna say it like this. It was Halloween. That's all I'm gonna say. It was Halloween,
I know,
and that's
and yeah, I know. It was Halloween, I get it, but I mean, I heard Saturday night someone actually called his friend up. Hey, there's a big Halloween party going on down at the Hyatt. Come down,
yeah,
No, they were calling it a Halloween party, and
exactly.
Well, technically it was. I mean, it was on October 31st.
technically it was, and so
The
we
party.
knew that was going to bring out some of the mundanes, but
Yeah, totally. That was
no,
expected, though. I mean, come on.
to a degree, but I mean, it reminded me how much I don't like drunk white people.
The bros.
The dude bros and the
Dude
woo
bros.
girls, man. No, because the guys that come out with the, oh, I think I got a penis costume at Spirit. Oh, look, aren't I funny? No, dude,
Yeah.
you're not funny. You're not funny. White boy wasted. Yeah, there were some people that got white boy wasted there, and it was not pretty. Yeah, so, but I go to these cons to get away from these people.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like,
That's. So I get it was a Halloween party. I understand, but no, man. And like Robbie said, it was Harley Quinn con. Because if I had seen one more Harley and Joker, oh my God,
It was excessive. It was excessive. And all I kept
it
on
was.
saying, my mantra was, it's Halloween. It's
I
Halloween.
know.
It's Halloween. It's the most popular costume right now. Harley Quinn
Oh
was
my
the
God.
#1 costume this season.
It just if I do a bingo card for the next spooky, I'm telling you that's the center spot right there. That's the free space. Because,
no, next year it'll be Deadpool.
oh my God, and we saw one Deadpool.
Next year it will be because that's when the Deadpool movie comes out. So next year it will
Oh
be
my
Deadpool
God,
everywhere.
enough with the Deadpool.
It'll
Okay,
be
because I
Deadpool.
have thoughts on superhero costumes at HorrorCon, but whatever. And let me something else. Parents, y'all need to watch your kids. Okay? Because between taking your young child to, I mean, and I'm talking like 9, 10 years old. First of all, the kid running around in the Rocky Horror costume, the
I
gold
knew
shorts,
that
and
was
that kid,
coming. I
dude,
knew
that
that
could,
one was coming.
oh my God, between that and then the kid that was dressed as Ted running around with a beer bottle, grabbing chicks, that kid was maybe 12 years old.
Him I didn't
Come on
see.
now.
I didn't see that. I didn't
Oh,
see those.
that was I saw that Saturday night. I mean, he's all grinding on chicks and everything. The kid, like when he took off the hood, that kid had not hit puberty yet, and he's running around with a beer bottle grinding on chicks. What's up with that?
No, him I didn't see. I saw the kid dressed as Rocky because he did
And that was uncomfortable. I'm sorry.
he
That
did the
was
Rocky
real.
Horror Show, and he sat right in front of me.
That's
So
wrong, man. I'm sorry.
you know,
That's some people, like I said, and I heard stories about people bringing their kids that are like 5 and 6 years old to the burlesque show. Come on now.
what? Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I heard a few stories about that. That's come on.
Yeah,
And
you know,
Again, again,
it's just I
okay.
don't know.
Here's
It's that
again,
no,
here that
come
is.
on.
That's people that Halloween is the one time of year where they can not be a mundane, and that's what they did, and that's that's just the long and short of it. It's the it's on Halloween weekend. We're gonna go have fun. Come on, let's go. And then
like
it's
the
like,
Don't be.
family.
I'm sorry. Don't be bringing your 7-year-old kid to Rocky Horror. I'm sorry, man. That's that. No, I draw the line there. I don't care how free and open you are with your kids. That's where I draw the line.
No,
That's fair.
there's gotta be limitations for all that. Not only that, but just what the kids are seeing. Because I mean, let's be honest here. You know, the people that are Spooky Empire, we're all adults and we all party and we say
but
naughty things and we insinuate naughty things and it's
again,
crazy out there.
I don't know if y'all went to the Rocky Horror thing. I went, and at the start of it, even before they let people in, they asked, okay, who has never seen a Rocky Horror Shadowcast? And everyone that said they hadn't, they went and they put a giant V in red lipstick on it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Well,
rite of passage. Yeah.
the reason for that was before the show, they had all of the virgins get up on stage to play Spin the Bottle.
Oh
Mhm.
shit. Okay.
So now
Yep.
you've got, 75 to 100 people on stage, and they were taking donations, so that they could keep the whole live show thing going.
Of
For
course.
every dollar you put in was a second that they had to kiss.
Oh jeez.
So you got there was one guy, and I mean he's full on Viking mode, big beard, the whole bit, and some other little guy, and it's like they got $65, which equated to 65 seconds, so like minute and 5 seconds where they had to kiss. So
That's
they're
awesome.
just going at it, grabbing butts, lifting each other up, falling on the ground, rolling around, going. Yeah, I don't think I'd want my 9 or 10-year-old to see that. If that's what they want to do later in life, that's fine. But at that age, I'm like,
Yeah.
first off, it's like midnight, and you got your kid up here
That's my
watching
point.
two guys go at it on stage. Nothing but boundaries.
Yes,
Oh yeah.
boundaries. Exactly. Because I
Mhm.
take my daughter with me, and she comes out to the party with us until a certain time.
Right.
If it's
Mhm.
past 11 o'clock, that's it. You know what? It's time for the adults to kind of party and do their thing, and just and also I dress her appropriately.
Yeah, you go
And
up in there
say,
and
Oh
watch
yeah.
SpongeBob.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's what she did. Actually, she watched SpongeBob because
It's awesome.
they were giving it the whole weekend.
Oh, God.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
so
no.
and that's one of the things when you bring in the mundanes, I do have to question some of the parental choices
Well, now,
that some of these people make,
and
man. And
here's the
granted, I don't know who did what, but that's just my thoughts on it.
like I said, and the kid, to his credit, he got to talk to Barry Bostwick, and he said, the kid, if he really loves Rocky Horror, he's going to be the next generation of kid that loves the show, which is fine, But it's like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Mhm. That's what I'm saying.
Bedtime. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I tend to be of the feeling that if your kid has not hit puberty yet, 10 p.m. they need to be in the room.
Yeah,
They need to be somewhere else because after 10 p.m. is they should not be because that's where things get adult. And I'm
Yes.
sorry, and I know it's judgmental of me, and I don't care, but to me that's not cool.
no, because see, I
So
have kids, you have kids,
Yeah,
and so
exactly. That's the thing. You have kids too, so that's your limitation, and that's appropriate.
yeah,
right, and
yep,
it would be one thing for me to say if I didn't have kids. It's like, you shouldn't do that. You don't have kids. Do you have kids? No, I don't. But when they shut the hell up. I
yeah,
have kids. I have three
yep.
daughters,
Oh
and
yeah,
I raised my girls, hey, if you want to watch a horror movie, fine, but at a
But I'm gonna
certain
watch it
point.
with you. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna let
it's
you
like
run around 11 o'clock at a con in little
exactly.
shorts. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No.
My kids were playing with alien dolls instead of Barbies, and they're like, "You're giving your girls
Hmm.
that? Yeah, I am. Shut up. I'm raising them right. Go away."
Yeah.
Yeah,
As long as they're
yeah, that's
not,
right.
they're not coked out on drugs or drinking or doing shit wrong, then I did good. My wife did good, but we also knew that hey, I don't know, I forget what movie it was, but there was one movie. It was a horror movie, and I think Sheila rented it, and she was going to let the girls watch it. I happened to know what the movie was, and I was like, yeah, I don't think they need to see that.
Hmm.
Oh, it was I Spit on Your Grave, the original.
Oh yeah, that's a rough one. That's a rough one.
Yeah, I have a
That's
hard
a
time
rough one.
watching that movie. I'm going,
Hmm.
yeah,
I'm sorry. I don't care how liberal you are with your kids. That's not
yeah,
appropriate, man.
yeah,
That's
that
fine
one
for
was
me.
hard for me to watch, and I'm a
Hmm.
grown ass man. I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh.
I
So
think
yeah,
she was at the last Spooky though too, wasn't she?
what's that?
The actress. What is her name? The one that stars in I Spit in Your Grave. I don't remember her name off the top of my head. I could swear that she was at the last Spooky.
I don't know because that again, I didn't watch
I
the
don't remember.
remake.
Anyway.
I didn't watch the remake
Yeah,
because
no,
I
no, no.
watched
This
the
is
original.
the original. I don't remember her name though.
Yeah.
But
So I'm like,
but but
yeah.
the but getting back on topic here, as far as the con goers, I mean, everybody was great. It was spooky family. The majority of everyone that was out the rest of the con, everyone was very respectful. I didn't hear uh, any issues of any fights or any chicks really being groped or anything inappropriately, to my knowledge. Because I mean, we all know that the cosplay is not consent thing is a big movement now, and we've all talked about how spooky is a safe place and all that. Outside of Saturday night, which was the Halloween party, and I did notice a massive uptick in non-spooky veterans. Um, for the most part, everyone was very cool. Bunch of people, have made friends and hung out with old friends and new friends and all that stuff. So I think everybody got along. I didn't hear of any issues. So I mean, good on them for that. I
No,
didn't
all the
hear
drama
of
was
any stories of
internal.
anyone. What?
All the drama was internal this time around.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. The drama was indeed internal. That's true. So there's a thumbs up for you if you went and paid for your ticket and didn't get in any trouble and contributed to the awesomeness of Spooky. So kudos on that if you did that. All right, the next one I have is favorite panel or show. All right, well,
Mm.
Mike, other than the Rocky Horror Picture Show, I mean, I'm assuming you attended something else, right?
Um, favorite. Actually, I kind of got to sit in on some of Roy Woolley's stuff because
Mm.
I did a panel before him, and then he came and did a panel right after we did. So I got to catch some of his stuff, and I was like, and then I got to talk to him afterwards, and which that was another geek out moment for me because he's a fabricator first,
Mm-hmm.
makeup effects artist second. So he and I talked for a little bit, and you know, I don't know if he showed everybody else, but he whipped out his. You walked up on us, say, "Oh, y'all are sharing porn on your phones now." So you walked up, yeah,
Sorry.
you walked up on us with that one. But it
That's
was,
only because I knew Roy from way back. But anyway, sorry.
but
Go ahead.
that was,
Wasn't trying to intrude on your moment.
yeah, that was, I guess the one thing that I really enjoyed. And I know Sheila was supposed to try and hit a couple of different things. I don't know if she did or she didn't, because I know at one point she tried to drink with me. Not good. And she ended up having a small little headache and had to lay down for a bit. Uh, but when she recovered, she got up and she went around and she got to enjoy herself. And I got to see her play a fucking Pac-Man. I was like, what? She played
The
Pac-Man?
arcade was awesome.
And
The
Nice.
she
free play arcade, yeah, the free play arcade. That was absolutely awesome. That was
and
great.
she
Yeah,
And it
that
killed
was
was
it. I
hidden
awesome.
was,
away. Yeah, it was hidden away. But if you got a chance to go see it, it was awesome.
it was. And like I said, that's what I said. The hottest thing she did all weekend long was play Pac-Man. I was like, that's hot. She's like, are you kidding me? I was like,
You nerd.
it was like you're playing.
Must be
I was like, you made it to the Apple level. That's hot. She just thought I was.
Let's do it right here.
Yeah, she thought I was
Let's
crazy.
do
I'm
it on
going.
the machine.
Nice.
She's like, that's my game. I was like, yeah, you don't understand. First off, you're at a convention, a horror convention.
Hmm.
Second off, you're playing a actual video game, coin-operated video game. It's Pac-Man, and you made it 6 levels past what I could ever hope to make. So yeah, I'm like, oh, it's on. It's on.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome. All right. Well, Robbie, what about you? I mean, did you see any other panels or shows?
Actually, no, I unfortunately did not make it to anything besides the costume contest this year.
All right. So, what were your thoughts on the costume contest?
I think it was well organized in terms of the prejudging, and then kind of the way that they lined everybody up, and it was just everything flowed. It went great. I was a little disappointed that the person that was doing the prejudging wasn't on the judges panel, which
really?
confused me because I just finished telling the prejudging judge about my costume and everything I showed in pictures and all this, and then the people that decided weren't even there.
Huh.
Yeah.
So note to self, going second after Eric's Freddie Bender thing.
Never go after Eric, man.
No, because people were still kind of like, oh my god, about Bender when I came out, and it was like nobody. I mean, it was just like crickets out there, and it was just you get a second to kind of turn around and then you're back. So next time, don't go after Eric and John.
Yeah.
That's a good tip, man. No, you never go after those two, because then you might as well just like say, all right, I'm done.
Exactly.
No,
Which is very well deserved. I mean, I am.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, I will say this about the costume contest. With the exception of a few, they were really just, Halloween costumes, not, and but hey, look, the Addams Family group.
That was awesome! Oh my gosh, yes!
Thumbs up, man.
Look,
Thumbs up, man. They did a great job.
And Billy Butcherson, come on, that was amazing.
Oh, that deserved more than honorable mention, as did the Skeksis from Dark Crystal.
I was surprised. Yeah, I was surprised.
She deserved a lot more than honorable mention.
Yeah,
I agree. I mean, whatever. It is what it is. Even the Predator was better in my opinion than what actually won the whole thing. I was kind of disappointed not to see a horror costume win.
That was my big concern. I think the horror costume should definitely place, in my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone that places should be a horror costume, but
that was not a horror costume. I mean, it was cool for like a MegaCon or a SuperCon or something like that.
Absolutely.
Well, that's because also they said it was an original creation. I looked at that thing up close. It was original, but it was also based off of the Destiny video game. I don't care what anyone says. I looked at that thing.
Yeah, not only that, but I want to say, and I'm not, not to discredit any artists or anything that are making their crafts and showing them, but I want to say that he might be, he does it to sell, so he makes like a bunch of them at once.
Right.
Like, I think that's how his business, because I want to say he does it for a living, or at least like subsidizes with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's a downfall with a lot of these costume contests nowadays, and you can't really tell whose intentions are what.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, and which is sad. But I mean, I heard the same thing, and I don't know if it's true or not or whatever. It's none of my business. But if that is the case, if you just that's pretty sad. If you just basically make costumes to go around and like win costume contests to sell. Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Well, whatever. I mean, it's a good craftsmanship and
yeah. No, he did a great job. Don't get me wrong. The costume was fantastic. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. Okay. As far as the other shows, I mean the Q&As. I heard the Q&As went fantastic. I heard about Burt Reynolds. I saw like a small clip of the Burt Reynolds one, and even though Burt is physically ailing, his Q&A was off the hook. I mean, I heard a bit where he was talking about Dolly Parton's boobs and how like the boobs would enter the room 10 minutes before she would. So it was like super intimidating. I'm like, okay, this guy's like 79 years old. He's still talking about Dolly Parton's boobs. Thumbs up, man.
He's alive.
Boobs till death. Boobs till death. That's awesome. So, and I heard I saw Matthew Lillard posted like, and I love it when they do the Q&A panels and they post like a selfie of them on the stage with everybody behind them. I love those. Those are so super cool. So I heard that was cool too. There were a couple of Q&As, unfortunately, I missed only because everything was just so far apart and so spread out, and it was and all that. Just never mind, that was the thing. Um, but let's see, what else was there? Oh, thoughts on the bands, DJs, and music. I mean, you guys were out at the Friday and Saturday night parties, right?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Okay. All right, Mike, I'll let you go first.
Tim Capella rocked it. Look,
Oh my
that
God, that was like a rock concert.
that look.
That shocked me.
Yeah, I missed it, but I heard it was awesome.
Oh no, because he was playing while we were waiting in line for Rocky, and it
Yeah,
was just. And Sheila was listening to it, and like I said,
he sounded
look,
amazing. I was
she
shocked.
was just like, yes, that's him, that's him, it's him, it's him. You know, she's like, really? Yes, it's him. It's the guy. It's him.
It's the guy.
And
Big guy.
but she was, and he
Yeah, I
was
love that.
just. I
Oh,
mean,
he
and
was
you could
wailing on the
hear it,
sax, man. Yep,
and he
he was
hasn't
great.
lost a step. Not
Nope.
he has not lost a step at all. So I was like, all right. My only drawback with the music at one point in there came that doots doots doots
Oh
doots
my
doots
God.
doots. I heard that.
Mhm.
I was like, all right, yes.
I think honestly, the issue with that, it wouldn't be as bad if they didn't have the stage pointing to a corner
Mhm.
because the
Yeah.
acoustics just don't
That's
work.
true.
You have
That's a
the
good point.
acoustics are dispersed between the corner, and you have music coming to the right, music coming to the left, and it just
Seems a
sounds,
bit much.
it's echoed, it's muffled. Now, if they were to move the stage just a little tiny bit, they'd be able to get that, the bounce back, and I think it would sound better.
Yeah, I think I personally would like it if they had a dedicated area for where they were playing the music and not in the hallways. Like
Yes.
if it was one of the big main ballrooms, it's not like they don't have the room. So if
Yeah.
they had one of the big main hall or big main halls, for the music, I think it would sound a lot better personally.
And it'd be more
And
intimate.
it'd be
You
much more intimate.
Yeah, you can turn the nights down a little bit more. It doesn't seem so vast. People don't get
Kind of
lost.
like like a high school dance,
Yeah,
That would be awesome.
yeah, totally.
Um,
You can theme it.
yeah, I think that would be cool. Yeah, boys on one side, girls on the other. I think that would be awesome.
They should theme it like a
No,
prom. That'd be awesome.
because I remember those times, and I was scared to go dance with somebody. Oh, you go to dance with her. She's gonna say no.
But you know what? It's funny. I actually saw people out there, and I think it was when they were DJing, and they were playing goth music. They were playing like 80s industrial and goth music. So that would made a very happy Demi, because that's my jam. But they had like a family out there, and the mom and dad were like dancing, and they were like really hardcore. And the kids, one was barely walking. The kid couldn't have been more than like 2 years old, out there dancing up a storm, and the other kid was like 6 or 7 and like out rolling on the floor. It was adorable. Like I said, if you're out there, your kids are dancing, that's good parenting, man. And like I said, the PD did an amazing job DJing. And when he broke out his little Backstreet Boys thing, that was awesome.
Yeah, I saw that. It's awesome.
Yeah, that was cool. So no, PD's always a great DJ. The other DJ was okay. I'm not a fan of like Mike said,
Yeah.
but that's because I'm old. So what is this music? This noise? So yeah, that's not my thing. Get off my lawn. But no, I mean the music they switched it up. The music itself was awesome. Voltaire was amazing. He knocked it out of the park on Halloween night. And his line, oh my God, his line. And I was sitting by his line. His line was like nonstop for like at least an hour and a half. They finally had to cap it off because,
Wow.
like I said, he hour and a half. His line was. That's crazy. So, I mean, good on him. He put on a great performance. Tim Capello put on a great performance. The DJs were great. Other than just the, then
Yeah,
I
but
had no.
it's also needed for other people that might be in
I
attendance.
know. No, I know, and that's totally my own thing.
It's a necessary
I'm not
evil.
into the rave nonsense.
Yeah, like Thriller or whatever, All those
Oh
things.
my
You
God!
know what?
Don't get me started on Thriller. I am so sick of Thriller. If I never hear Thriller for the rest of my goddamn life, I'm done. Anyway,
That
Mike, go
was
ahead.
that was the only thing that I said. That was that at least one, and I only heard it once throughout the whole
Hmm.
weekend.
Yeah,
I was
that's
like,
true.
It's
No, I
awesome.
didn't only hear it once.
just hear it one time for the whole weekend, and I was happy with that. And that's when they did the costume contest. Is when they did it. It
Yeah.
was the only time I heard it.
Yeah, that's true. That's
But
true.
and and even then, it was actually appropriate for that time. Now,
Yeah.
if it had been anywhere else, it's like, all right, everybody, we're gonna play Thriller. Let's all get up and do the. All right, really, another one of them. But at that time, it was perfect. So I got to hear
Yeah.
Thriller
No,
that
that's
one
true.
time. So
That's true.
I'll give it that one.
Yeah. No, you get one. That's it. You get one. Because it was Halloween weekend, I get it. It's a drunk white people thing. I get it. But all right. And as far as the contests, then, like I said, we talked about the costume contest on Sunday. That went really, really well. It was great having the face-off panel judges. Archibald, the guy from Old Town, I forget his name.
He's
Archibald.
awesome. Yes,
He's
Archibald.
awesome. I like him. And
I like
the other guy was cool. I don't know who the other announcer was. He was cool. But no, that was fantastic. The contest they had on Saturday night, like impromptu costume contest they had on Saturday night, that seemed, and I think that seemed more like a bar Halloween costume contest.
Right.
You know, which fine if that's the case, and I think that was just because of the crowd that was there. Because I mean, some of the costumes I saw went up, I was just like, yeah, okay, but that's the snob in me. So I mean, I think the Sesame Street Warriors, they were fantastic. They were one of my favorite costumes of the entire weekend.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, they were amazing. But I of course, I mean, it was Saturday night contest as opposed to Sunday contest. Huge, huge difference. But the bar Halloween contest, eh,
I would kind of wish.
but
I wish they did the contest on Saturday instead of Sunday.
well, then they have no reason to get people to stay around on Sunday. You know, they're trying to get people to stay on Sunday, so I get
Yeah,
that.
I get that, but I don't know. I feel like Saturday is such a much better day for people to just enjoy the costumes because a lot of people don't come dressed up on Saturday.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So I think I don't know. As a costumer, I think I prefer it on Saturday, but I understand the reason why they do it.
Yeah. All right. Now, this we talked about this for a minute, but the costumes, your favorite costumes as opposed to your least favorite costumes. Like I said, let's just ban Harley Quinn. Unless it's zombie Harley Quinn, I am done. I am done. I'm sorry. The Joker, Harley, superheroes. Sorry. Cobra Commander, no. All that business, no. Sorry. Done. Anyway, Mike.
You know, I'm trying to. I'm
so done with.
Okay, here's my one, and it's actually two, but I'm gonna give the one guy a pass because I think this is the only one he does. But I'm a Trek fan. I love Trek. I love Klingons, but I don't ever want to see another Klingon at Spooky. Look.
Same goes with Game of Thrones. Sorry, no.
Look,
but anyway, go ahead.
I'm not saying that as, you know, it's not a good costume. Look, hey, I am.
Yeah, nothing to do with the costume.
I am a Klingon, but that is not the place to be a Klingon. Not at all.
Let me just interject for a second on that point. There are so many conventions in Central Florida. There's a con literally every weekend in Central Florida. So it's not like you don't have a place. Yeah, there's not like you don't have a place to wear it. So, just saying, keep spooky for spooky, keep other stuff elsewhere. That's just me. But continue, Mike.
No, that one, and again, the little guy running around in the Predator. Great costume, but again, he's probably nice. I've never talked to the dude.
He's very nice, actually.
But I'm just like, it seems out of place to me.
Okay.
I know the Predator is an alien, he's a monster, and it's just for that particular movie.
Everybody's got their thing, man. He's your Harley. I get it.
Yeah, for that particular movie, it just... I like the costume. I do. I just don't think it fits at Spooky. I can see it going to Mega. I can see it going to, you know, anime. I can see it, but that's the one place I don't see it fitting. Yeah.
All right, Robby. What about you then? Before we get on to our favorites.
Well, I'm gonna stick to the positives and just go ahead and because it's just it's Halloween and there was a lot of costumes that might have not been my favorite. Whatever, it is what it is. But some of my favorites, Richardson for sure, hands down.
Yes, that book was amazing, and he was totally in character the entire time. That was amazing.
So cool. The slasher shoot actually brought out some cool costumes.
Yes.
With, I really liked Ashley's Sweeney Todd. I love that movie so much, and to see somebody do it, she did it really well.
She did a hell of a job, man. Yeah, and she had the look. She had the look the entire time.
So good.
Man.
Stoic and creepy and just excellent. I love that. And just so many. A lot of people did come out with the creativity. The Sesame Street Slayers, that that was so awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah, the big bird headdress thing. Oh my goodness!
Oh my God, the Oscar the Grouch mohawk, along with the trash can shield. Oh my God, so much creativity.
I was happy to see Elmo on a stick.
Yeah, I know. Oh, that was so awesome. That was really creative. Then I saw some. I actually saw, and I only saw a picture, unfortunately, but I saw Mrs. Voorhees, which made me super happy. Nobody does Mrs. Voorhees. I know. She actually did the white sweater with blood, and it's a simple costume. There was a kid that I saw that did Mother from Psycho, which
I saw that one.
That was cool. You know, what was one of the other ones I
saw? Peter Pan's shadow. I thought that was really creative.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it was not horror, but it was
I didn't see that
a little boy, and he was dressed like Shadow. It was just Peter Pan's shadow, which is really cool.
Okay. That's cool. Yeah, I saw some like classic vampires that were really cool. It was kind of like Victorian looking kind of vampires, and those are always my favorite. Yes. Love those to death.
Trying to think. Yeah. I know there's a lot of really good ones. I'm just trying to think which one I could say that I like the best.
There were a couple of Miseries that I saw. There was a Misery I saw with Paul. What the hell is the character? The writer. But he actually he had the bandaged arm and everything, and with Misery, and I'm like, that's creative. That's awesome.
Yeah, I like
that. Made me happy. Yeah, I love when they come and represent those characters.
I'll just have to say that the Addams Family one had to have been my favorite.
Oh yeah.
You know, and here's why, because they put
had Demmie, man.
They put so much detail. If you looked at the lurch, the hand,
that was awesome. That was a great.
I said, okay, that's that attention to detail where you're like, okay, you got Gomez, you got Morticia, you got Wednesday, you got Esther,
Cousin Ed. I've never seen Cousin Ed before.
But to see that he actually went that step above and beyond and had Thing on the pillow, and he had it marked up so that it looked like Thing, that right there, that was the one. That one.
I agree.
Yeah.
I also like the Scooby-Doo gang. That was cute.
Oh, they were awesome.
Yeah.
That was really cute. Which I'm shocked I haven't seen that at Spooky before, actually.
Yeah, I know. Really I've always wanted to do something like that. I think that's so great.
Yeah. And I love the shots where they're like pulling the mask off somebody. Those shots are my favorite.
Yeah, that's good.
You know, pulling it off of Michael Myers. That's awesome. All right. Let's see. And as far as and this was a point brought up to me, as far as the outdoor pool party as opposed to the indoor party. A lot of people were complaining that there wasn't an outside pool party. Mike started touching on as to why that was. But on top of that, I mean, you got to remember, the pool closes at 11. And again, growing pains. I think the party was better inside personally as opposed to outside the pool. I think there would have been a lot more pandemonium if it wasn't nearly as contained. And it changes. You know, you get to a new nice venue, you're going to have changes. I don't think it was so bad. I personally would have liked it in one of the bigger rooms, but everyone was very unhappy that there was no pool party, and they were looking to boycott Spooky because there was no pool party. Because, oh my God, change!
You know, see that, and that's that idiocy talking right there. You know, just if there's no pool party, I'm not coming back. Then that means you weren't coming for the right reason.
Spooky, exactly.
Yeah, and a lot of people that come to those pool parties, they want to come to the party but not go to Spooky, so they don't want to pay for a ticket, which I think was part of the issue. They're just like, oh, well, I have to pay for a ticket now. Oh, forget. Yeah. And so, you know
they're
what?
Coming to get drunk. That's what it is.
Yeah.
They're coming to get drunk, and you know, if you're not. Don't look. I love going to the pool parties myself, but if that's
why's it got to be at the pool? I don't understand that. What's the point?
Well, because a lot of people, for example, the people that smoke, for example, I don't smoke, but people that smoke, for example, they feel like
okay,
you know, like that takes away a big group of this, you know.
Okay, I understand that point.
Okay, they're going to be outside smoking.
Well, see, and I get that because although I don't smoke cigarettes, I'm a cigar smoker.
Exactly. So
I get that point. Yeah.
But to me, it didn't bother me one way or the other. But
that's because you don't need to have a cigar. People that smoke need to have.
You don't know, Mike.
You know what I'm saying? Well, but
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
You know, he can go 2 hours, an hour without puffing on a cigar. I'm sure. as compared to if you're smoking cigarettes,
I
you
don't
gotta
know. You
have
seen some of the cigars I've had?
Never seen a cigar so big. Jesus Christ, it was like an arm.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
but I mean, a lot of people tended to, they were expressing the opinion that, oh, well, it's not spooky if there's no outdoor party. Well, that's just what you're used to. And you know what? The convention is evolving. I mean, if you saw the vendor's room and you saw, spooky is evolving. So unfortunately, yeah.
There was a lot of
Go ahead.
first-time vendors there also. That
Agreed.
I talked to a couple of them, and I told you about this also. A couple of them actually were watching the videos, and one guy specifically said, "Yeah, I was watching."
Robby was just saying that, yeah.
Yeah.
I was watching the videos that you guys are doing, and y'all were right. This thing is overwhelming. And I was like, and trust me, it's just getting bigger and bigger. And
Oh yeah,
so,
it is going to get bigger. I'm very anxious to see who they bring in March, personally.
yeah. But like I said, as far as the no pool thing, there can still be a pool party, but just remember,
it's not official spooky. You guys can meet at the pool all you want. Nobody's stopping you from going to the pool. It's just not official.
Yeah,
That's
and just
remember, it's a nicer hotel, man.
Even at the Wyndham, even at the DoubleTree, even at the Hilton, you were still at the pool, but at one point, they did shut the pool down. You were not allowed out. You could still hang out around the area, but as far as the actual party part, they shut that down. So
it makes sense, though. I mean, there's other guests staying at the hotel, and if the pool is in a common area between the two buildings, if that music is on until 1 o'clock in the morning, and there's people in the hotel trying to sleep, then
that's just how it works.
Yeah. It's what it is.
I totally understand that. Yeah. All right. The other thing, let's see. I had a comment from Patrick, and like I said, I've interjected some of his thoughts in here. And I love this quote. The staff was unexpectedly pleasant for such a foo-foo place with a cuckoo crowd. I like the way he phrased that.
Well said, yeah.
That's very true. Like I said, I mean, absolute kudos for the staff, and I hope you guys, everybody out there, I hope you guys tip them very, very well, because they definitely earned it. Because I mean, having to deal with us, that's not an easy job. Because you wouldn't do it. Let's be honest, you wouldn't clean up after us. So.
I can only imagine what the look on some of their faces were.
Oh yeah.
That taking off body paint in that shower, boy.
Oh man, I can't even imagine what those bathtubs had to look like.
Oh Lord.
With the, and especially, I mean, and that's the whole thing. And a lot of people spent more time in the bathroom because they had the TVs there. Since we had the TVs in the rooms, in the bathroom mirror, a lot of people spent more time in the bathroom. So those bathrooms had to be like just.
Oh look, Sheila
the day after.
I'll admit right now, Sheila made fun of me like you wouldn't believe. She's like, "Are you really watching TV while you're showering?" Yeah, because I can't do this at home.
Exactly. Damn straight.
I was like, because the curtain, and whoever did that, genius.
Oh yeah.
The shower curtain, it stopped at just the perfect level so that you could see up at the top half. You could see through it. The TV was on in the mirror.
I think everybody got at least one picture. It was like the obligatory, picture of the TV in the mirror. Everybody got that picture. You had to.
I know I got mine because I was like,
mine was broken. I was so pissed.
Oh, I don't know if you did what Rob did though. I mean, I think he took it one step further. He kind of pulled a Mike Christopher on his.
Oh, that was good. I remember that.
Yeah, he took his naked with the screen just blocking just right. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I had nothing to do with that. So.
Like I said, Sheila made fun of me. Are you really showering and watching TV at the same time?
Why not?
I paid for that. I paid good money for that.
Damn straight.
I said, it's a TV in the mirror.
Damn straight.
Yeah, I'm doing it. And don't make fun of me. And then what does she do? She gets in there right after me and just leaves the TV on.
Of course. Yeah, that's what it's there for. All right. The last thing I have on here is what you liked / didn't like and suggestions for March. Like I said, we kind of went over the majority in a long-winded kind of way. The zombie walk, I know we would love, there would be more communication on the parking. We would love to have like the golf carts going back and forth between parking and the front of the hotel. That would be awesome. Having a zombie walk at Ale House, I know that would be awesome. What other suggestions did you guys have for March?
If they can figure something out about the alcohol, it'd be great.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at least a little leeway. You know, I mean, it's just a lot. The whole weekend's just a lot.
Well,
Yeah.
I think now that we've been there, and now
Mhm.
they kind of see, although that wasn't a true testament of spooky because there were, the general populace mixed in, but
Yeah.
I think they
And
now have a
people,
better idea of what to expect.
right?
Yeah.
So they'll be better prepared next time. It's like, hey, we need to up our booze count and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
have more of the carts
Yeah, you're
around.
right. I have a better idea of what to expect for the next one.
Right. So, all in all, I mean, like I said, my only hiccup with it was walking from the front of the hotel, walking down that path to the parking garage. It'd have been great if that guy with the little cart was like, "Hey, we're going over to the garage here,"
Oh yeah.
and jump on. But that's just my
Yeah.
own little, and that's probably because it was also Sunday and I was tired and lazy. So,
That's true too. One thing I did want to bring up that I didn't think about, the VIP party. I heard the VIP party was cool. However, I heard that instead of the open bar for 2 hours, you only got two drink tickets. I don't know because I wasn't at the VIP party,
ooh,
but I heard that was a bit of a hiccup. You only getting two
Yeah,
drink tickets as opposed to unlimited alcohol.
yeah.
Because
And
part of the
apparently
VIP package.
they only had two bartenders, and I mean there was like
Ooh.
20-minute lines, and the
Oh,
celebrities were being flustered, and
yeah.
again, that's one of those things they were not expecting
Hmm.
the kind of turnout that they had, but that's something they'll know for next time.
Yeah.
they sold out VIP. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
guaranteed they'll know next time. Hey, if we're going to do VIP, we need to have at least 4 or 5 bartenders, set
Yeah.
up in different
I hope
places.
so.
Just you know,
Yeah, and I heard that like a lot of the celebrities left because they got mobbed because people didn't listen to us, but apparently a lot of the celebrities that went there only stayed a few minutes because a lot of them got mobbed. I heard that too. So I heard things got ugly. I wasn't there, I don't know, but this is just what I
yeah,
heard around the,
uh,
which is very very sad, unfortunately. So y'all gotta remember, man, celebrities are just people, you know. And did you guys see Joey Fatone by chance? I'm apparently the
yes.
only
Oh
person.
my God, yes. Oh,
I'm the only
missed
person
them.
that didn't. Oh God, so Mike, I'm in
he
good
was
company
wearing
then.
those Freddy Krueger shoes. God damn it!
Oh,
And he had like a line. He had like a line of people that wanted to take pictures with him. I was like, you're holding
but
up
it's Joey
right in front
Fatone.
right in front of Tony Todd's table. He was holding everyone up. More people wanted to take pictures with him. Jesus.
Oh my God, I'm the only person that didn't see him. I swear to God.
I
No,
I mean,
never.
granted,
no, I
I've
didn't.
met him. I know I met him before, but still,
I didn't get to
Joey.
see him this time. Oh, hey, before we go, and I told you earlier I was going to address this.
Oh, here we go.
If anyone out there is listening and you got a problem with Demi talking about the coffee, suck a
It's
monkey's left nut. All right. Look, that's a true honor thing, and yeah, she's gonna pimp it out all she can, and she
Oh yeah,
deserves it.
why
And look, deservedly so. And it's not a thing of, oh, she's just trying to get it to get more sales. No, that's a big look. If I got picked for something like that, you damn sure, Skippy, I'm going. Look, hey, I'm
not?
on the thing.
Yeah, look
Come
at
get you
me.
some.
What?
This is me. So
Totally, I agree.
stop the nonsense.
Not only that, but
Really.
it's good coffee. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like,
right.
that's
so,
honestly. That's let me just answer a couple questions about this. It's like I'm not making anything from this coffee. This is not about me promoting myself as a cosplay model, blah blah whatever. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing. I have been a fan of Coffee Shop of Horrors since like first time I
Since
bought
they
some. I think it was
showed
like
up. Yep.
2003, 2004. I bought like was it like Spider Babies or something like that, and had Sid Haig sign it. From like way ages ago. I've been buying their coffee for years and years and years. So when I got this opportunity, and they asked me. So I mean, they asked me, and we've been in discussions about it for months and months and months. The artwork by Morgan, getting the chance to work with Morgan Wilson, who could turn that down? So I mean, yes, it was an opportunity, and people haven't been assholes about it. It's not about that. I think people feel guilty because it's like, okay, because I'm curious. I want to do something special for anyone that picks up any of the coffee. I'm not gonna say what, but I'm gonna do something special for everybody as a thank you because I really do appreciate it because I am such a fan of Coffee Shop of Horrors. Uh-oh, let's see. I'm almost out of the coffee. Getting more tomorrow. Thank you,
just in
Matthew.
case. Just in case.
Yeah, that's really cool. Thank you. But no, the coffee really is that good. The autumn spice really is that good. I honestly believe in it. I am not getting anything from this. I just believe in it that much. Like I said, I've got two things of coffee sitting in my kitchen right now. Um, but yeah, I don't want people thinking that I'm trying to sell you anything because that's not my deal. I've never been like that. I've never been like buy my prints, buy this and that. No, I don't do that. That's not so that's the only thing. I just don't want people thinking that they're obligated to do anything. If you don't like coffee, if you don't want to do it, that's cool. I'm just trying to keep track of who's getting some, so I know, so I have my nice little list, so I, do something nice for them as a thank you. That's all I'm saying. So.
Yeah, and it's a thank you from you on behalf of,
Yeah.
because it is.
Honestly, I just believe in the coffee that much. So I mean, way to make me feel awkward, Mike.
Yeah,
Thanks.
totally. And also, Mark Hadley had a chance to do the artwork for another one of the coffees that they just brought out.
Yes,
And
the
I'm a
Highlander
Mark
Grog,
Hadley
which is
fan,
super
so
super good. It's like
yeah.
whiskey, butterscotch, and vanilla, I think.
Ooh, what's that one?
Highlander Grog. I think they call
Highlander.
it it's the quickening. I think they call it.
hmm I'm not
Yeah,
sure
I
what
mean,
they just brought it
yeah,
out. They brought out the three at once, right?
yeah, and then there was one for I think like Nick's mom who recently passed away. I think so. There was a tribute one for that. But yeah, so I mean, like I said, honestly, I just love the coffee that much. I drink it on a regular basis, so that's why it's cool to me. So, but yeah, Mike just thankfully this is nice and grainy because I'm kind of beet red right now. So yeah, thanks for that,
No,
Mike.
but
Asshole.
look, and no, and that's only because people shouldn't think that you are doing it for any form of
No, I
monetary.
don't. I don't self. Yeah, I don't self promote. I don't do that. That's not my style.
Yeah, so like I
I'm very
said, for
uncomfortable with that sort of thing.
for for those of you who think that's why it's going on,
No, I'm honestly excited about it. There we go. There we go. No, I'm honestly excited about it because I love the brand. I love the coffee. That's what it comes down to. We'll be going through the samplers. That's a good point. If you go to coffee shop apart, yeah, and as I lead right into this, no, seriously. And that's a good reminder for me actually. If you actually go to coffee shop of horrors, they do have sample packs. So I mean, and not even just my flavor, but I mean, I've got like chocolate raspberry and thin mint cookie. I think I have in the kitchen right now. But there's a ton of other flavors. The caramel one I want to try. There's like vanilla and hazelnut. There's like all these great flavors. And instead of getting like the full size bags, you can get like little 2 ounce sample ones too. And that's thank you, Matthew. That's actually a good reminder. So that's good. So all right, yeah, enough of that nonsense because I feel weird talking about it now. Thanks, Mike.
that's all right. I'll talk
But
for you. Y'all can shut up. She's not doing it for money. Shut up.
yeah, fine. All right. So here's a good question. Who would you guys like to see on the guest list for March? This is a good way to close it out.
Kevin Grievous.
Who?
Kevin
I
Grievous.
don't know. Who's he?
Kevin Grievous is the man who wrote Underworld.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember you talking about him. That's right.
He wrote the Underworld series. He wrote I, Frankenstein. He was actually the big black lichen Rays. That's him.
Okay.
He actually, and he's phenomenal. People don't realize who he is until they see certain things. And you go, oh damn, he did that. The man is a talent that you wouldn't believe. Plus, he's one of us.
That's
Seriously,
cool.
he's seriously one of us. He geeks out over horror movies and comic books, and so he's one of us to begin with. But if I have to have one pick, that's my one, Kevin Grievous.
Okay. All right, Robbie. What about you?
Well, my list is so extensive. I have like all these,
I got a whole wish list too. Yep.
but then I have to kind of like rein myself back and kind of think rationally, And after hearing a rumor of perhaps Doug Bradley, which would be amazing because I met him once, but
Oh,
I'm
he's a
getting
sweetheart.
a pinhead soon, so I would love to get it autographed and all that.
Hmm.
But then Clive Barker, if you put
Oh
those,
yeah.
that would be
Love him.
because I have an idea.
He's
For
done Spooky once, so
yeah,
that would be
yeah.
cool.
So that would be cool if they have them both together. That would be pretty amazing.
Okay, so I mean, my top two that I haven't met yet that I'm dying to meet, Udo Kier,
Mm.
hands down. Oh my God, I would be stupid over Udo Kier. And if those of you don't know who he is, if you remember, was it Blood of Dracula, the Andy Warhol movie? If you remember End of Days,
Oh, all
was it?
right.
yeah, the was it SS Werewolf of the Nazi? I mean, that grindhouse thing. He was in that.
You know,
He,
he was
he's like the
also.
master. He's in Blade.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably where most people recognize him from.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
is purely for personal reasons. Charles Band. I don't know who Charles Band is. That sounds familiar. I don't know who Charles Band is. Okay. Matthew, you're gonna have to let me know who Charles Band is. But Udo Kier has been the top of my list because he's one of the few horror icons I haven't met. Udo Kier, I mean, that's someone who's been working in horror since like the 70s, and he's worked with everybody.
You
He's
know
a
what?
writer.
I'm gonna piggyback that one, and it just reminded me. Peter
Okay.
Stormare.
Oh my God, I would go nuts over Peter Stormare.
Him.
He's another one.
Yeah, him and
Just
Kevin.
his Russian.
Okay, two picks. Those two. Those would be my two.
Okay, and the other one that I would go with would be Keith David.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I mean, well, Keith David, I mean, he's been in everything. That's he's if you remember, well, I mean, like Requiem for a Dream. I mean, he's got an iconic role in that. But I mean, Dr.
Um,
Facilier from Princess and the Frog.
Yeah,
Um,
totally. That'd be awesome.
Look, if he shows up, I'm getting him to sign my Gargoyles DVDs.
exactly. No, Keith David, he's another one, and he's a creepy looking motherfucker. He would
Yeah.
scare the shit out of me. But that's oh my God, he's so creepy, but in a good way. In a good way. So I would absolutely love to meet him. I think he would be a fantastic guest.
I just want to hear him say "We are gargoyles" and have him sign my DVDs just so I can put them over myself.
That's awesome.
Like,
Oh
he
yeah.
signed them.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I used to
And
love it.
if I remember correctly, oh no, that wasn't him. No, my bad, my bad. Never mind. The voice, I was thinking the voice of Oogie Boogie, but no, that wasn't him. That was somebody else. But he does have an iconic voice. So Keith
yes, he
David and Udo
does.
Kier, those are my two big ones. All right, so I think that does wrap it up. We've gone about an hour and a half here. I think that's more than enough. I hope we've expressed your views. Because, like I said, I mean, and everything we've taken into account is stuff not only just from our view, but stuff that we've heard from other people all weekend long. We hope we've addressed a number of the questions and concerns you guys had. Because I know sometimes when you express them to the staff, you kind of get, I don't want to say brushed off, but I mean, they have bigger concerns right now. So,
But you know
uh,
what? They actually watch these
no, they do. They do. Petey and Gina both watch these.
Petey actually thanked me for this, and I'm like, dude, you ain't got to thank me for this. Look, I'm more than
Oh yeah.
happy to.
No,
So,
absolutely. No, we love doing this.
and that goes back to another show that we did where they say, well, do they really listen to you? Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I
So,
do.
Yeah. So I mean, we will probably be doing more of these, come closer to March. But yeah, do express your concerns to Spooky. They do listen to you, and they do listen to your guest requests. But if you're just gonna go on their page to bitch, of course they're just gonna blow you off. But like I said, considering everything that we heard all weekend from everybody, we hope we've addressed, everything that you guys were concerned about, expressed, what you guys thought was cool. In closing, I know Petey and Gina, Alan, Dina, Chris, all of them, Spooky, that the whole Spooky family did an amazing job. And considering that it was a new venue, and it was a bigger event, and it was the Halloween, and all the other obstacles they had to overcome, and they still did a hell of a job. Everything ran very smoothly. There were no major problems. So you know what? Considering in this world of cons where every other weekend there's another con that's going to fail, they did a hell of a job, man.
Yep.
I think that this is the year that Spooky has pivoted into an absolute major contender in the convention circuit, just overall. So, yes, so. Anything else you guys got to say before we sign off, Mike? Oh, that's a
you,
sexy face right there. That's a sexy face. There we go. All right. Well, Robby, what about you?
I'm-
Any final thoughts?
Final thoughts, just looking forward to seeing my family again back in March.
Yeah, and they are doing Spooky. I believe it's March. I want to say 13th to 15th.
11th through 13th.
11,
Yeah.
11th through 13th. Yes, March 11th through 13th.
Bike
Let me
week.
just double check that. No, that's right. March 11th through 13th is going to be the next one. So technically, everyone's calling it Marchum now as opposed to Mayhem. So it's Marchum. SpookyEmpire.com. Keep an eye on them. Thank you guys so much for watching, and peace!